welcome back to MOOC Indonesia 101. And now we are going to discuss about Unit 3, which is Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Yeah. Okay. So this is actually related to our previous discussion about Pancasila as the philosophical basis of Indonesia. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is a motto, I think, of Indonesian life. Yeah, it's also the basis of Indonesian life. So Pancasila and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika can actually be considered as one package. And if you can see on the slide, yeah, in the picture of burung Garuda, yeah, the eagle bird as a symbol of Indonesia, we can find in the motto here, yeah, that was held, yeah, by the bird, yeah, is the motto of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. And then the pictures on the in the middle, yeah, in the middle part of the bird's body, is a picture of the symbols, yeah, the symbols of each tenets of Pancasila, yeah. We see here the symbol of the buffalo's head, yeah, and then the banyan tree, and then star, yeah, and then the chain, yeah, and the symbol or the picture of rice, yeah, rice and cotton, yeah, which is considered to be symbolizing, yeah, the basic needs of Indonesians, yeah, which are food, yeah, the staple food of Indonesia is rice, and then cotton, I think, refers to clothes, yeah, the clothes that we have to wear. That besides eating, we also have to cover our body, because those are two basic needs. And below it is the motto of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Again, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is actually derived from Sanskrit word, and it means diversity in unity. Yeah, Ika means one. Ika means echo. Ika means one. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to talk about its motto. Yeah. Now. Yeah. Okay. So the first tenet of Pancasila, believe in one God, yeah, was finally agreed, yeah, after the words that demand the obligation for Muslims to obey Sharia law was admitted. Yeah, we remember our discussion in the previous unit about Pancasila, the first formulation of Pancasila, and we also remember that the first original version of the first tenet actually contains a statement which obliges Indonesian Muslims to follow Sharia law. But then it was omitted by the Committee for the Preparation of Indonesian Independence. And I think this is the first sign that shows us that Indonesia acknowledges, yeah, the state acknowledges the diversity, especially in terms of the religions, yeah, that exist in Indonesia. So the religions that exist in Indonesia is not just Islam, but also other 5 or 6 religions that we have already discussed earlier. Yeah. And so besides the acknowledgement of the existence of various religions in Indonesia, another proof that the plurality and diversity is very much upheld in Indonesian life is the fact that in 1928, yeah, before the Declaration of Independence, Indonesian youths, male and females, were gathering, yeah, to declare their commitment for the unity of Indonesia. So this event was called Sumpah Pemuda, or the Youth Pledge. Yeah, and at the year, the Indonesian state was not yet declared. Yeah, but there had been some commitment from youths, yeah, from different ethnicities, from different ethnic background, to unite and to acknowledge that they are actually belonging to one nation. Yeah, and there are three statements, yeah, that were made, yeah, during the youth pledge. Yeah, the first one is kami putra dan putri Indonesia mengaku bertumpah darah satu, yaitu tanah air Indonesia. If we translate it into English, it means that we Indonesian youths, males and females, acknowledge, yeah, or are committed to be belonging to one motherland, yeah, and that is Indonesia. And then the statement number two, yeah, is we are Indonesian youths, males and females, acknowledge or are committed to be belonging to one nation, and that is the nation of Indonesia. Ya, kami putra dan putri Indonesia mengaku berbangsa yang satu, bangsa Indonesia. The third statement is we are Indonesian youths, males and females, acknowledge and uphold one language and one national language, and that is the language of Indonesia, or Indonesian language. So I think this youth pledge affirms, yeah, the commitment of different ethnicities in Indonesia to uphold, yeah, the unity of Indonesia. So they came and gathered together in this event in order to uphold the principle of the unity of Indonesia. And so we can see here that the birth of Pancasila and the youth pledge show that the life in diversity is inherent, yeah, in the life of Indonesians. So the spirit to maintain unity is what we call Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, yeah. So Pancasila and Bhinneka Tunggal Ika become one package, and those are the basic principles of Indonesian life. And we are going to talk a little bit, yeah, about the original term, yeah, of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. Okay, so we have already learned, yeah, from Unit 1 that before the coming of Islam, there had been two great kingdoms in Indonesia. They are Sriwijaya, which is the Buddhist kingdom, and Majapahit, which is the Hindu kingdom. And the glory of Majapahit, I think, was as such that it was known well, yeah, in Southeast Asia and maybe in the world, yeah. So the glory of Majapahit was so so well known, yeah, among people in Southeast Asia. And one of the writer, yeah, who lived under the Majapahit rule was I think a literary man called Sutasoma, and he wrote a book called so the book was called Sutasoma, and the literary man was Empu Tantular, yeah. And in the Sutasoma book, yeah, which was written in the 14th century, we can find the motto, yeah, the motto of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. So this motto, this ancient motto, has been used until now, and it becomes the philosophical foundation of Indonesian and diversity in Indonesia. Not just Majapahit, but I think the principle of unity in diversity has already been used by the rulers, yeah, under Sriwijaya kingdom, under the Sriwijaya rule, yeah, because before the coming of Islam, for example, or before the coming of Majapahit. Majapahit, the glory of Majapahit came later after Sriwijaya. So before the glory of the Hindu Majapahit, Buddhist people actually had been there. So their beliefs were acknowledged by Majapahit, and so in order uh, to remind, yeah, people about the importance of living in harmony, living in diversity, then this motto was used and spread. And well, we know that these two kingdoms, yeah, were the center of the civilization during that time, yeah, during from the 7th to 16th century, and these two kingdoms were playing important role, yeah, of bridging cultural religious diversity, yeah. So under Majapahit Hinduism, Buddhism was still thriving, yeah, so it was not eliminated, and it existed side by side by Hinduism. Also, when Islam came, yeah, in the 17th century, um, the belief of Hinduism, yeah, as the legacy of Majapahit was not totally eliminated, yeah. Even the practices of Hinduism were still maintained, yeah, and they were used, yeah, to some of the spirits of Hinduism even were used to spread maybe Islamic values, yeah, in the 17th century. So then the point is that the spirit of tolerance and acceptance was an essential element, yeah, in the foundation of the two kingdoms, and it also, yeah, becomes an essential element, yeah, in the diversity of Indonesian life up to now. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, yeah, expresses the strong desire of a diverse country to achieve unity among heterogeneous religions and ethnic groups. Yeah. So it is interesting because differences, yeah, have been acknowledged since 100 years ago. Yeah, and differences should be used and should be celebrated, I think, in everyday life. Yeah. They were used, yeah, actually as maybe as a means maybe to make people aware that diversity should not stop them from being united and from being living in harmonious life. And I think it is embodied, yeah, in the third principle of Pancasila. We still remember, yeah, what we were talking about previously, which is the unity Indonesia, or Persatuan Indonesia. And so I think we also have already touched in this issue previously that the concept of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika reflects the collective spirit of the nation. Yeah, again, gotong royong, the principle of gotong royong, and then the collective spirit, a commitment to uphold national unity above ethnic and religious differences. It's important. Yeah, was one of important um, tenets of Indonesian life. Yeah. Interestingly, yeah, if we have a look closely at the motto of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, it actually consists of two different poles. They are the pole of unity and the pole of diversity, the pole of pluralism and the pole of monoism. These, I think, are two different poles that are living harmoniously, and that they have to be maintained. The balance between these two different poles have to be maintained. Yeah. So in this case, or in this context, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika serves as a unifier or as a stabilizer, yeah, of these two contradictions. Yeah. We know that in our life there are always two contradictions, yeah. This is like the yin and yang of our life, yeah. So Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is a bridge, yeah, to reconcile these two different things. So as a reminder, yeah, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is used as a means, maybe, yeah, to make Indonesians always live in balance. So when different ethnic and religious groups tend to foreground their individual differences and identities, then the principle of unity should be upheld. Yeah, it should be used as a reminder that we are having this principle, so that when we are in conflicts, so that when, for example, some sections of Indonesians are in conflicts, yeah, or are involved in ethnic or religious conflicts, it has to be remembered that the principle of Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is the one that can stop us from continuing the conflict. Yeah, and I think Bhinneka Tunggal Ika is a strategic and is a powerful means, yeah, to unite Indonesia. Otherwise, yeah, Indonesians will be living in never-ending conflicts, yeah, because we know that we are living in a super diverse situation. Yeah, if you can imagine that people living in Sumatra, for example, yeah, have different physical appearance. They have different language. Even within one region, for example, there are many dialects. So we are super rich here. So people living in Sumatra, for example, are having extreme differences, maybe from people living in Papua, for example. If you have a look at the physical appearances of people living in Papua, you can see a strong difference, maybe between Sumatran people and the Papuans. Yeah, people living in Papua are having similar, maybe similar physical appearances with people living in African countries, maybe people living the natives of Australian continent, yeah, the Aborigines, yeah. So the Papua, yeah, the Pacific people, they are having similar physical appearances, yeah, with the natives of Australia, for example. So we see a very strong difference, yeah, between West Sumatra and Papua. If we don't have this motto, yeah, the unifying motto, I cannot imagine, yeah, what conflicts that can bring us, yeah, in our life, yeah. So this is a very powerful, yeah, strategic reminder for Indonesians to always live in a harmonious situation. Meanwhile, when the national identity highlighting the principle of homogeneity seems to be more prevailing and neglect the existence of individual differences, then the idea of diversity plays an important role. So when in the situation, for example, when subsections, yeah, of Indonesia try to uphold the national identity and tend to be neglecting maybe the racial and individual differences, then we have to remember that we are actually different. Yeah, we are inherently different. Yeah. Remember the genetic composition of Indonesia that we talked about in Unit 1. Yeah. So inherently we are different. Yeah. We are not the same, of course. Yeah. But in terms of or for the sake of national unity, then we have to remember that we are having one nation, we are having one motherland, and we are having one language, and that should be used as the glue, yeah, for us to live. Okay, so I think that's all about Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, and so I hope By learning about this principle, you will be understanding more of the diversity of Indonesian life and how Indonesians are trying uh, to maintain the unity out of the super diversity of their situation. Okay, thank you, and see you in the following video.